Hi guys, it's Daz Adams, it's Dasman Cat. How you doing? I thought I'd do a pickups video. I thought I'd start off by sort of talking about some of the things I picked up from Kapow Comic Con. Now this is the second Kapow event. I went on the 19th of May, and Business Design Centre Islington in London. Very, very good event. One of the so a preview of Vampire Hunter, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter in 3D, although my 3D glasses didn't work, but hey, and cool nonetheless. Went to the Kapow Joe panel, which was quite interesting, as I very much enjoyed some of the sort of little insights into the comic book industry that I picked up from that. But let's start off with some of the things I picked up there. One of the things I picked up, I was walking around looking at some trades on one of the stands, and there was a guy doing some sort of artwork. I said, "Oh, I can do you a 3-minute sketch." Perhaps it was less 3 minutes. Anyway, 3-minute sketch of any characters you like, a headshot, and I do it for £1. I thought, oh, okay, yeah, cool. So he said, "Oh, yeah, well, who do you want?" I said, I don't know, Iron Man. He said, "Oh, what version of Iron Man do you want?" I was like, "Oh no, just surprise me." And he ended up doing quite a nice little classic Iron Man headshot, which he actually did within the sort of limit. I thought it was pretty cool. The first things I want to talk about, kind of one of the things I was really hot on after, sort of one of my objectives of going, basically, one of my purchase objectives I should say, was the 2 volumes of Madame Samurai, which is Gary Young and David Hitchcock's kind of independent trade magazine, and trade paperback, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good. I mean, I wandered over to the Scar Comics stand, and the guy, he was a guy signing it. It just happened to be the artist, so I got him to sign it, and I bought it directly off him, which is kind of cool. But I mean, it's a sort of kind of a samurai tale, kind of revenge tale that sort of starts off in Japan and sort of winds its way over to sort of Victorian era, kind of Jack the Ripper time London, and it's just really, really cool. I mean, it's got some really, really gorgeous kind of pencil and ink artwork, and it's just brilliant. It's just a really, really good tale, very, very cool artwork, and I got both volumes of that. Now I'm hoping there'll be a third, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it yet. But so I'd highly recommend you pick it up. It's a really, really good yarn. And the art was just gorgeous. I'd sort of heard about it sort of initially from the Comixology newsletter, so it's definitely available on the Comixology iOS and Android app. So that's one place where you can pick it up from. But as I say, I mean, I got 2 volumes of that. Let's just have a quick flip through the second volume. It's just really, really, really nice artwork. Some good sword action, as you might expect, and blood and guts. Really, really, really genuinely good artwork. And I met the guy, and he was lovely, and he signed my two copies. But he also sold me this as well, and this is a kind of not by Scar Comics, but he was selling it on the stand. It was also signed by him. It's kind of a compilation of his earlier work, self-published work, and it's equally, again, it's just really, really gorgeous artwork, really gorgeous pencil artwork. And I really hope that I get to see some more of his stuff, because apart from being a really nice guy, he's I mean, just look at that. I mean, it's fantastic artwork. It's, gorgeous artwork. You can't really complain about that sort of thing, can you? I mean, that's sort of the first thing. One of the first few things I got. So I was at the Forbidden Planet comic stand, and I wasn't really particularly go after anything sort of in general, but I couldn't resist picking up a couple of this. I've kind of gone off buying Avengers and sort of X-Men limited runs, and generally I tend to buy them in trade if I'm going to buy them, and this is one of the ones I was going to buy in trade, but I couldn't really resist this kind of variant cover. It's kind of a nice picture of Cable holding up a kind of a wanted sign, and it's got Brian Hitch's picture on there, and signed by Brian Hitch, which I thought was really, really cool. I mean, it's a standard issue inside, and I'm in 2 minds as to whether I'm going to get the rest of it. I mean, probably it is high likelihood of it. I might just wait and get the trade, but I don't know. Generally, I'm blowing a bit hot and cold with the X-Men at the moment. Anyway, I mean, I'm more into the Avengers. That's certainly true. I mean, I'll probably end up picking it up at some point. This is one of the things that I was really, really drawn to, and I'd seen it in a shot before. But one of the things I'm trying to do, being predominantly a Marvel man through most of my comic collecting life, so to speak, I've missed out on a whole ton of really cool stuff. And a lot of the stuff I really missed out is, and I kind of regret missing out on, is it's a lot of the kind of the Marvel the UK based talent pool. That is the rich talent pool. That is 2000 AD. So last year I actually picked up 3 of the 4 trades of ABC Warriors of Vulcan Wars, and I'll probably do a feature on that at some point. But that's just artwork par excellence. It's just absolutely lush. So I went back to this year with in mind I'd probably pick up something else from 2000 AD, and I came across this. Written by Dan Abnett, art by Colin McNeil. Insurrection. Think of it as kind of a Judge Dredd meets Warhammer 40,000. Neither of which I'm a massive fan of, but I mean, it's pretty good fun nonetheless. And I had got some of the odd Judge Dredd trade here and there. But yeah, I mean, just you can see as soon as I open this, you can see what I bought it for. I mean, just look at that artwork. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. I mean, it looks almost as if it's kind of color. It was kind of color artwork that was sort of kind of the opposite, monochromed and sort of printed in trade format as black and white, but it's a grayscale, I should say. But it's just gorgeous. I mean, the artwork's brilliant. And from what I've seen of the story, I haven't actually read this yet, but the story actually is, looks pretty cool. I'm not a massive fan of Judge Dredd. There's some cooler aspects of it, and I know that a lot of talented sort of artists from the UK and Europe have worked on Judge Dredd, and I've seen bits and bobs, and I've enjoyed it generally speaking. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't resist his artwork. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, when you have sort of pencil and ink and shading in black and white, monochrome, why the hell would you want to colour it? I mean, it's simply gorgeous. And that's one of the things which I'm trying to pick up on sort of at the moment, is a lot of the stuff maybe that I've missed, and some of the titles that I've known have been quite good. And I recently bought the complete DR and Quench trade, which Alan Davis. One of the things that attracted me to was Alan Davis, but it's a title I've certainly heard about before. I'm also looking at getting some of the Ballad of Halo Jones stuff. The Gibbons art, or Gibbo Cat as he's known on eBay. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to really sort of broaden my horizon. I even sort of broke one of my common rules, which are comic buying rules at the time, which was to buy something by DC. Yeah, I've always been a Marvel sort of stalwart, and sort of I ended up picking last year. I ended up picking a Justice League trade up, and recently I bought got off a mate of mine a couple of Batman trades. So I mean, generally speaking, I'm trying to broaden my comic horizons, and I my comic tastes are changing. I've gone off sort of the hardcore Marvel sort of a X-Men route, and I've gone a little over to the Avengers, and maybe dropped some of the certainly dropped Uncanny and Legacy, that sort of those titles. But I'm picking up some, as I say, I'm picking up some more independent stuff, and yeah, I'm really quite enjoying it. So I mean, that's it really. I mean, that's all I kind of wanted to say. I've stumbled around enough and bored you to tears probably, but yeah, no, this is my first pickups video. I will sort of just look at that goddess artwork. I will sort of start scripting stuff and maybe trying to not mumble as much, but hey, that's it really. Sort of, keep an eye on the comics, and I highly recommend that you sort of have a look at this stuff. Certainly the Madame Samurai. It's an independent, show your support for the independents. It's just a fantastic comic. It's a good story, the artwork's good, and it's produced by really nice artists, and let's support your independent people, guys. And if you can't buy it from Kapow Comics directly, get it on Comixology. I'm sure it's probably on some of the other comics apps as well, but certainly Comixology, give it a go. Yeah, and well, really enjoyed Kapow again this year. It sort of felt slightly less cluttered than it did last year, less cluttered, less cramped, I mean.